What's going on, YouTube? It's James Q Quick from Learn, Build, Teach, and I'm back with another resume review, which is pretty cool. This is from Didier Banga, who just finished, by the time this video comes out, it might be a little bit later, but just finished going through the boot camp called Code School from a company called Code Crew here in Memphis. Got to meet Didier at a meetup. He came, showed me a project he was working on. Super cool guy, has learned a ton just in the last several months. Really proud of him, excited for him. And he asked me to do a resume review on here. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, general advice that I give people, and this is going to be very strong in here, is if you're looking to get into a development position, everything on your resume should be developer-centric, or development-centric. And I think you can really emphasize some things that you maybe aren't yet. Didier say he got a comment that said his resume didn't look professional. I disagree with that. I think it looks perfectly fine in terms of format. I don't have any issue with that at all, to be honest. I think it's more than fine. It's one page, which is a plus. I think recruiters just don't take a lot of time looking at resumes. They don't want to go through a second page, and so because of that, we really want to hit these most important aspects of development first and foremost. So one of the things that I might do to help address that is take this skills section and just have that be your very first section up here. The keywords are super, super important. They go a long way. I would just relevant, maybe languages and frameworks maybe is the thing to include there. I would just take all these right up front, put them right up here above experience, and just have those be the first thing that people will see. So you've got some good languages on here: JavaScript, Python, Java. Those are actually super incredibly popular. So that's going to help you a lot. React is a really hot topic. Node is really big. SQL and then MongoDB. Any kind of database background is good as well. One thing I question: I don't actually know what the Microsoft certification is for JavaScript. For me, if I was looking at the resume, that doesn't mean anything to me. So you might do maybe ask a few other people to see if that means anything to them. It might just be me. I don't know. But I could probably do without that. Small formatting thing. You don't need a period on the end of that, especially since there's not one at the end of this one. So you could take that format or that period out. I might look at doing some relevant tools also. Things like Visual Studio Code or IntelliJ for Java. I've given this advice recently as well. What tools do you use to manage your database? Git, GitLab, those kind of things. Include those. Just again, you're throwing keywords out there to get the attention of recruiters, and I think that's really, really important. I'm going to stick on just kind of the side part over here. So under the award section, typically awards are just going to be like the name of the award. Not really you might have a description, but you need to at least have a name of what the award is before going into the description, I guess. So I'm a little unclear on what this award section is, to be honest. So I might rethink that a bit. Languages, I think this is not as important to me if it's taking up space from other things that are important. It's not. So I think that's actually really cool that you have 3 languages on here. So I would keep that too. So one of the biggest, and this kind of kills me, one of the biggest things that jumps out to me, Didier, and I assume this is your most recent resume, is you got to have Code School on there. Code School is this amazing program that you just went through 6 months of completely intensive, 40 hours a week. You're learning every day. You're dedicating your time. You got to have that listed on here, and I would have that be maybe for first and foremost as well. I'm trying to think how I would put this. So typically you're either in experience or education. It could kind of go either way, I think. Your most recent activity goes first. So if you put it in the experience column or category, you would start out with your relevant skills up here by hitting those big buzzwords, and then just jump into really selling Code School as your first piece of experience. Those are 2 pretty strong things to lead out with on your resume, those keywords, and then retying those keywords into Code School, and then giving a really emphatic way of describing what you went through, because it really is an amazing experience. Now, with the mention of Code School, you've got relevant projects here. These are super useful as well too. You don't have, you've got your degrees. It looks like you master degree in computer networking. I'll come back to that in a second. But under your projects, this is where you can add those projects that really sell yourself too. I know that we had a conversation about, and this was your demo, You got to talk about an application that you built for selling, I think, like African clothing, which was super cool. It was really well done. That's got to be on your projects. This is for people out there that are looking to sell themselves. Don't think that your personal projects don't mean something. They really do. And I've said this over and over, probably on this channel as well. The thing that actually got me my job was at Microsoft was I did a Harry Potter trivia app in my spare time, and them just kind of seeing like the dedication and the passion for me to want to build that and actually finish it is literally the reason I got a chance to work at Microsoft, one of the top tech companies in the world. So don't sell yourself short. Take your projects from Code School, take your capstone project, list it out here, hit those keywords inside of there to say, this is what I built. These are the technologies that it covered, because it really is amazing. I think if you include either one or two more projects, I know you've at least got one, you can include at least one more project on the relevant projects, probably another one if you think about it. That's going to be really strong. Starting off with those skills of really just saying, these are the things that I can cover, and then reinforcing that with the Code School curriculum, or just kind of Code School category, or Code School line item underneath the experience category, is really going to start you off strong too. One thing that is a little confusing for me, I don't necessarily know how you clean this up. You've got 3 different universities in here, I guess. So you finished your undergrad in Russia, which is, wow, that's super cool. And then looks like you took some prep classes for the entry to the master's program, and then did your master's program. I'm confused on whether or not you actually completed the entire program, because you said completed the first year and came to the USA in August. So the education part is a little confusing to me, I think, overall. And you might be able, I don't know. So just kind of rethink that. Make sure that path is really clear to people who look at it. You may not need all 3 of those line items, especially if you're adding stuff. If you're adding Code School to experience, and then a new project or 2 to the projects section, you may not need all 3 of these, just what's most important. You've got the passion, you've got the skill set. You really just need to sell it on this resume. I think it looks fine in terms of just the colors and the layout. I think it's great. I would just tweak a couple of things like I mentioned, and I think you'll be in a good spot. So hopefully this gives you some good feedback for other people that are watching as well. As always, hopefully this gives you some extra perspective on what other people are going through, and then also something to kind of help you with tips on your resume as well. So that's going to wrap up this resume review for DDA, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out learnbuildteach.com to sign up for the newsletter to learn about my latest content. Thanks for watching.